Greetings everybody and welcome back to the Home Slice. In a previous video I mentioned that I had stumbled across some of Michael Christie's sharpening work and that I had been really intrigued by how he can get an edge that's keen enough to whittle a hair. So that's divide and curl a piece of hair without actually cutting through it. And I mentioned at that point that one of my goals for 2021 was going to be to get a hair whittling edge. So welcome to my sharpening setup. I've attempted this I think 3 times now, and I've got some input from some of my subscribers and viewers that the edge angle really matters. And so today, as I'm getting closer and closer, last time I took my knife across it, the hair kind of skipped, but it didn't really bite in and curl. So I'm going to document from here on out so that when I actually achieve this, I get it on film. Sorry for the background of the New Zealand crickets. My girls are home today, and so it's even louder at home. Anyway, let's get started. I should mention that I already reprofiled one side of the knife to 12.5 degrees. I've cut an edge guide here to keep me on track, and I'm going to now bevel the other side at 12.5 degrees. And the knife that I'm using is a Ganzo FH41 in D2 steel. Now, D2, you say? That has huge carbides. That sounds like a difficult steel to do this with. Yes, you would be right in saying that. However, I'm one of those guys, I'm not a collector. I really only have one knife for every function. And so my really nice knives are still with Pete. And so this is what I've got. It's a decent budget knife. I've heard from some guys that they were able to achieve a hair whittling edge with D2. So we're gonna see how it goes. I've already sort of messed up the other side because I wasn't super steady on this 250 grit stone. But I've ordered some new sharpening gear, and it may be that I need to upgrade my gear, but I've been really encouraged by a few viewers that you can actually get there with simple gear, and so we're going to give it a shot, just changing the angle. Let's get started. You may notice that I'm using some different stroke patterns from what I would ordinarily do. I've got some feedback from guys that say for that fine apex formation you need for this technique, sometimes it helps to alternate directions and stuff like that. So I'm playing around. I've been reading up on a lot of different people's sharpening research now that I'm sort of a bit prominent in the world of sharpening. And there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of different perspectives. There's a lot of different research. And so I'm just kind of trying out some different things to sort of test what I've always done against what this person and that person says, to really try to land on the finest and best technique. I'm finding I'm having to lighten up on my touch a lot. It seems like in the research that I've done regarding this, that you don't want to raise a super heavy burr. When you're trying to balance that apex, you really want to keep it fairly gentle. So I'm having to retrain some of my habits because I really want to bear down on it and grind the metal away because I'm a bit impatient and I like to sharpen things fast. But I don't think that that's doing me any favors in the hair whittling department, so I'm trying to fix the technique. I don't actually know if there's some technique to whittling the hair itself, if like the angle you're at matters, or the motion of the knife, but I don't seem to be there yet. Take it a little finer. I'm having to push quite hard because my wooden angle guide has soaked up some water and become less flat. it was at one time helpful, it is now being a bit of a butt. So if you make wooden angle guides using my guide video, maybe paint them. Sorry for the break there with the real-time footage. I just did that same thing. My memory card's getting full and my battery's getting empty, so I just did that same thing that I was doing on the 6,000 grit stone for several minutes, and I have done several attempts on the hair, but I'm just finding that it skips, it like wobbles as I go across it, but I can't quite get it to bite in. I'm not sure if maybe the stones are not quite hard enough for the steel that I'm using. I'm going to try stropping it before I give up, although I've heard a lot of guys say that actually the strop can be problematic in that it can take out some of the aggressiveness of the stones. Actually, I may grab a piece of wood because this cardboard may have a bit too much give for this particular application. One second. So I'm getting the hair that's skipping all over the place, and I'm trying to draw the blade across it as it does. I got a curl off of the hair that was about 0.5 millimeter. I'm going to count that as close, but I'm not going to count that as success because I've since been trying to refine it and I haven't got any better results. It's not getting better. So maybe if you guys have some advice for me, like does the way that you whittle the hair matter? I don't know. Leave it in the comments below, but I'm going to hit it one last time with some plain unloaded cardboard before I admit defeat. So we'll see how this goes. Well, I don't think we're quite going to make it today, guys. I'm not going to admit defeat. We definitely got close. Near miss, but I just have not been able to achieve it. I can hold it up to the light and rake the blade across the hair, and I can see little visible bits of hair, like just tiny, you know, like microns in size on the edge, but they won't bite and curl over. So you guys that do this, please fill me in if you know something that I don't. Should I be spending more time on the 1,000 grit stones? Is it better to get that apex formed with the stone? Should I have finer abrasives than this 1 micron diamond and silica? Do you have best success moving the blade back and forth, or what's the sort of motion that you use to accomplish this? I'd love to know. Oh, or do I need some other piece of gear or some harder abrasives to sharpen D2 to this fineness? What do you guys use? Please let me know. Thanks for all your pointers so far, guys. We've got quite a beautiful mirror edge. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but man, she's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous mirror edge, but no luck so far on the hair whittling. Anyway, it's a good test, win or lose, but I'm losing daylight and I gotta get home. So for this week, peace out from the home slice.